Welcome to Sharpman Academy. This is a platform for you to grow and advance your research writing skills. I recommend you subscribe, you share with your friends and then your family. Share with everybody, every group that you are on. Share and recommend Sharpman Academy for everybody to come and learn and know how to write their own research work. So now we are at the research methodology section. Then I've been taking you through the various study designs from the cross-sectional study through to the randomized control trial. And then now we are at the ecological study. So today you are going to learn about ecological study. All you need to know about ecological study, I'm going to give you today. So with ecological study, it is the study that is conducted at the population level and is one of the descriptive studies. And then the ecological study, it is mostly used to explore the relationship between exposure and outcome. One example is living in a polluted environment. So that is a polluted environment. What will be the effect on you? But here it is not to the individual but to the population. So living in an air polluted community, what effect will it generate to the people? So that is what ecological study seeks to determine. Everything is at the population level. It does not take the individual's reference into account. And then also the ecological study is used to generate hypothesis, for which hypothesis is a statement that needs to be tested for either positive or negative or true or false. So let's say you generated a hypothesis that living in an air polluted environment can lead to lung cancer. Then you are conducting ecological study to see if there is a relationship between living in an air polluted environment and then the development of lung cancer. And then the flow chart that summarize ecological study. So for the first, you take your data, and then after the data collection, you analyze it based on trends to see if the hypothesis that you set it is true or false. Then you can justify your results that the hypothesis that living in an air polluted environment have a significant association for developing lung cancer. Then also the ecological study, it analyzes population level data rather than individual level. Like I said, everything that goes into ecological study is at the population level instead of the individual. Does not take individual account into consideration. And then the units of analysis is based on population or groups. So it can be either cities, regions, countries, continents. That is what ecological study seeks to determine. Example of ecological study can be the demographic survey and then the population census, because it is done at the whole country. That is one of ecological study. And the design is relevant for providing insight into environmental factors. Like I said, you living in an air polluted environment and then your chance of developing lung cancer, or you living in Galamsey community that they use cyanide and other heavy metals to refine the gold, your chance of birth deformities. So these are the types of study that you can use ecological study to work on them. So with the application of ecological study, it compare outcome between regions or countries. So regions that they are providing quality education to their people against regions that they are not providing enough education to their people. Then you compare to see the level of technological advancement between these two regions or these two countries. Then also it is able to study trends over a period of time, so how population has been increased since 1994 to date. It will provide everything chronologically. Then you can apply ecological study in trends in the large scale level, like how the population census has been able to deliver the, the estimates for population at every 10 years. So this is how you can also apply ecological study. Then, like I said, it is used to generate hypotheses. So for example, also is public health studies, air pollution, and then respiratory disease, population increase, and then the demand for agriculture products, population increase, and then generation of municipal waste. All these things are applicable to ecological study. And then environmental epidemiology. So types of study that you can use ecological study on them. That is cross-sectional ecological study. Compare aggregates of exposure and outcome at the same time. But here, the difference from ecological study and cross-sectional study is that at cross-sectional study, we are comparing everything based on the individual level, and then the ecological study at the population level. So here we take the population into account. We are comparing the exposure, what the community has been exposed to, and then the outcome that will infer on the people. That is the ecological study for you. And then also trends, time trend ecological studies. So like I said, you'll be able to study trends from how we are moving from communicable disease to non-communicable diseases. Then these are studies that you can apply using ecological study design based on the population level. Then also descriptive ecologic study to investigate disease or risk factor between communities simultaneously. So the risk factors, so everything here, the difference between ecological study and then cross-sectional is about the population. So everything here is like a cross-sectional, but here we are using the population, a large number of people to do that. So with the strength, it is cost effective and fast. Although you are using a large number of people, but the data is being taken at once, like the population census. We take it every 10 years, and then it is fast. At the end of the data collection, everything is done. There is no follow-up. And then it is useful for large scale. So when you are working on a large number of people, you need to use ecological study, about tens of thousands. You need to use ecological study. That time, cross-sectional study design is not applicable. And then can analyze exposure, not measurable at the individual level. So here, whatever thing that you are measuring, you cannot assign it to the individual, but to the community, to the population, to the entire country. And then it is suitable for hypothesis generation. So with the limitation, ecological fallacy is one of the limitations. Because when you go deep down, and then you are saying that those that they live in an air polluted communities are prone to developing lung cancer. When you go deep down, it is not everybody there. But since it is an ecological, we assume everybody. So that is one of the limitations of ecological study. And then susceptible to confounding variables. Because here you are taking data from different sources, tens of thousands. So it means that it gives a chance for more confounding variables, age difference, things that you get here, some of your variables that you get at community A, you will not be able to get them at community B. So all these things are confounding variables that will affect the study. And then also it is limited to data control over quality and then also availability. Because sometimes since you are taking a large number of people, it becomes difficult for you to get the people. And then also the data quality, because you are taking a lot of data. The data collected sometimes do not involve much, because you've recruited very large people and then you've trained them. Some of them might not get the right understanding to give assistance when they are issuing the questionnaire to the participants. So sometimes too, it affects the data quality. And then the study cannot confirm causality or causation. It cannot tell us that this is what is causing this. But it can also, what it does is just to tell you the risk, what the people have been exposed to, but cannot tell the root cause, like how cohort study can tell you the root cause. It will tell you that this is the cause of this. But ecological study cannot do that. So in ecological study, you recruit a large number of people, either by city, regional level, country level, and then intercontinental level. Then you analyze them. So that is how ecological study works. Use a large group of people to analyze it. So this is where I will end for ecological study. Be with me as you learn more tips about research writing. Subscribe to Sharpman Academy. Recommend Sharpman Academy to your friends and to everybody to subscribe and follow Sharpman Academy and learn new things about research writing every day. Sharpman Academy. See you there.